Hi crafty friends, welcome back to Liz Longest Designs YouTube channel. Today I am making another page from the Shimelle Best of Both Worlds kit. She does YouTube videos live twice a week over on her channel, so I took a screenshot of the page that she did, and she does a sketch at the beginning and I showed it there. I printed it out as a PDF. So we're going to use that page as inspiration, as pretty loose inspiration, but inspiration nonetheless. So the background paper is from Paige Evans' Garden Shop collection. It's this really soft, pretty yellow. And I'm using a paper from the Vicky Booten Print Shop collection to back my photos. So I have one 4x6 landscape and one 4x6 portrait. And this is something that Shimelle does with a lot of her pages, that she has a mixed orientation of photos, and I really do love the way it turns out, is put the photos right next to each other, cut them out as a square or a rectangle, and then the two photos kind of become one block of photos on your page. And that is almost where the inspiration ends. I do put clusters of embellishments in the same areas that Shimelle does, but because my photos are oriented opposite of hers and my subject matter is very different than hers, I kind of start free-for-alling whatever embellishments from the kit I think work best for these photos. These photos are from my friend's wedding. It was in October, and it was a beautiful day outside in Tennessee. So these bright, fun colors just remind me of the day in her backyard. And so this is a group of all of my girlfriends that were at the wedding, and the most epic cookie table I've ever seen at a reception. My friend is from Pittsburgh. Apparently there's a thing known as the Pittsburgh cookie table, which if anybody has a wedding in Pittsburgh and this happens at your wedding, feel free to invite me, because it was the most amazing thing, and that's all we can talk about even now, years later. So I go through the rest of the embellishments that are in this kit, and I start pulling out things that I like the color or I like the reference, and just trimming up the edges, making sure they're nice and clean. I'm going to also ink the edges of everything here in a bit. I punch the holes in all of my tags using my Crop-A-Dile. I have the big one, so it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing there from the top, but that's what I'm doing. I'm punching holes in the tags so I can add some fiber and other embellishments to bring in some texture later on. I'm going to use these tags as a reference to start building my 3 clusters. So I'm going to play around with the orientation of these and where they're going to go on the page. I am going to focus on a diagonal from the upper left to the bottom right corner of the page for the embellishments to bring your eye through. But I'm going to fiddle with these a little bit. I keep the 10 playing card tag in there because she did get married in October, so I thought that that was a cute little reference that only we would know. I've got 3 of those pink tickets from the Jen Hadfield sticker book, so I make sure I have one of those in every cluster as well, and I'm going to start pulling out stickers that I think work well with the rest of the page. I start pulling out the hearts. I realize I have 3 hearts, and then I also make sure I have some flowers in each of those sections. So as I've started making some final decisions, I go ahead and start gluing the rest of the page together. I'm going to get those tags put in place first so I can start building on top of that. Also, if you're going to use your Distress Oxide lid to hold your stickers, make sure it comes off of your ink pad first so you don't have to try to pull off your stickers when you try to get to your ink that you're going to use for the same page. Learn from my mistakes. So we're going to start building up the clusters with a couple of embellishments that I've decided, and then we're going to just keep building on more and more. We got that best ever tag that goes at the top. The love is all around you is perfect for the wedding theme. I'm going to go ahead and get the end of that tag cut off so I don't think that that's also still part of the page, and start embellishing over top of it. This multicolor stripe tag I thought was really pretty to bring in all of the colors, and that is where I will put my journaling on later. And I'm trying to decide here whether I want to tuck it under the photos or whether I want to go over the photos. Eventually I end up tucking it in, but really being careful to make sure that the end of the tags line up with the end of the photos so that it doesn't create a weird visual tangent where that draws your eye, where things are layered weirdly on top of each other. But then I use that cutoff piece to add those colors down to another cluster and just keep bringing all of those colors in throughout the page. Start getting some more of these stickers added. I again realized I had 3 of those hearts, so I'm going to get 1 into each of those clusters. So as I start to add this heart, I realize there's not enough contrast between the heart and that pink floral that's kind of in the background. So I'm going to bring in another tag that I don't really necessarily think I would use somewhere else. And I'm going to create a background area in that pink so I can layer other pink things on top of it, and that there will be contrast and you can see all of the elements. Spoiler alert, I end up covering up 90% of this, but sometimes you just need that break visually in order to, you know, work on your design and get your mind to move forward and move past some of those design elements. So I'm going to keep layering up all of these pieces and all of these stickers. The stickers are from a Maggie Holmes sticker sheet that was part of this kit. I'm going to go ahead and get some flowers added into each of these groupings as well, just to keep everything consistent through all 3 spots. So I'm going to pull up that heart again for, I don't know, maybe the 50th time. And I had that love tag that has the wood grain. So I've got the heart that has the wood grain and the love tag that has the wood grain. So I'm also going to look through that sticker sheet and find something else that has the wood grain to bring there down into the bottom. So I go ahead and I find that flower frame. I'm going to cut it in half so I can use it in 2 places. So I'm going to bring that down to the bottom right, and I'm going to add it to the middle grouping, and that's also going to give me a great place to bring your eye to put my title over there in a bit. I'm going to do the same thing with this yellow flower. I've got yellow in the middle grouping, but not really anywhere else besides the background. So I'm going to go ahead and add this yellow flower into each of my clusters as well. So there's a bit of yellow in each group. I decided it was starting to look a little too flat with a little too many things all together. So I'm going to add some pop dots to each group. So I pop up the celebrate, I pull this heart off, and I go ahead and pop that up as well. I'm going to try to pull the heart up from the bottom, but for whatever reason, these stickers really stuck to my photo. So I didn't want to risk ripping the photo or ripping the embellishment, so I go ahead and leave that bottom area without something popped up. I pulled out a Color Vibe alphabet sticker book, and I'm going to use different sizes of this pink alphabet to add my title that just says Just Us Girls. We had our husbands, for those of us that have them, here with us, but the photo that I loved the most was the photo of the group of the girls that I've met and become friends with down here in Tennessee. So this is the page that is in my scrapbook. I actually didn't take a photo of my husband and I at this event. We were just having too much fun to think about a photo. So to bring a little more attention to the title there, I'm going to add a flower that really just fits nicely to the side of it, and add some of these orange enamel dots to each of my clusters. I'm going to add them all in a triangle to move your eye throughout the page. And with that, I think I am about done here. So here you go. Here's a couple of close-ups and detail shots of the finished page. I did go back and add some twine to all of the tags, and I added all of my journaling off camera. Thanks for coming to watch. I hope you'll like the video and subscribe to my channel for more inspiration. Have a great crafty day.